I'm great. Nothing to put my hands on.
How did you feel about the work your guys were able to get yesterday, and sort of what do you want to see from them today?
Yeah, yesterday was really good. I think both teams got what they wanted out of the practice, which is good work. You want the same thing today. The pads are off, but doesn't mean you can't practice fast and still get some good work in. So that's the goal. Obviously these 2 days and really, I think too for the guys, get them out of our place and get them somewhere else, somewhere new, and practice against some different looks. Offensively, defensively, and our guys have handled it well.
Devin Lloyd finally on the field. What did you think about his first training camp practice?
Yeah, it was good to see him out there. And as we've talked, we try to increase his reps each day, and hopefully he'll get a few more today. And I would say this: it's you can see the nerves and the jitterbugs, floating around in him a little bit out there. But he settled in, had a nice practice. Good to see him. Good to see him back out there.
What did you see out of the right tackles yesterday? Where do you stand there?
Yeah, I think another big day for him today. Juwan is really, I think he's played consistent, played well. Walker's right there with him. I mean, it's still a little bit of a competition. I think both of them have done some really good things. This game, we'll see, how much time each one plays, but we got to make a decision soon because we're getting ready for week one.
Get some time probably on Saturday.
It's possible. Yeah,
Okay.
it's possible.
Is Devin going to be getting time on Saturday?
He should. If there's barring any setbacks, we'd like to see him possibly the first quarter.
Also, at left guard, Ben Barge, Tyler Shatley. How has that competition been going, and is Barge going to play on Saturday too?
Yeah, haven't made that decision yet as far as play time, but Barge has done well there. He's settled in over at left guard. Shatley's done a nice job as well, but one thing with Shat is he can move back to center if we need to. It gives us a little versatility there.
James Robinson very involved yesterday and still has the kind of non-contact jersey on, but there was some contact there.
Yeah, it was supposed to be non-contact.
Did you like what you saw from him out on the field, and is he getting closer to where you'd feel comfortable rolling him out there in week one?
Yeah, he was impressive from the standpoint of hitting his landmarks, from the backfield. I get to stand behind the offense, so I get to see kind of the vision of the running back a little bit, and I thought he did a good job of being patient. When the hole opened up, he was able to burst through it and accelerate, and it really looks like he's been out there several weeks now, quite honestly. And he's another one that's been excited to get back out on the field himself. So hopefully the yellow jersey will come off soon.
You get to talk to Trayvon today. What impressions has he made on you at camp, and have you told him anything about having so much pressure on him being the number 1 overall pick and dealing with that?
As far as the pressure goes, I just tell him to just be himself. It's going to come with the territory. He understands it. Just embrace it. It's part of being the overall pick, right? And he's just other than a quarterback. So he's handled that extremely well. But the thing is, he loves ball. He just wants to be on the field, and he wants to practice. He loves practicing. He loves being around his teammates. Love his athleticism, who he is as a person, hard worker. And those are the things that we felt like, when we in the pre-draft process that we were, kind of spot on with him, with the people we talked to, and we've just been excited with him, and looking forward to the regular season with him, this whole training camp.
Red zone offense has kind of been a struggle on and off throughout camp. The first period yesterday, they started strong, kind of filtered off toward the end. The second period, much better though. Do you like what you saw from the guys yesterday in the red zone, and were there any changes or tweaks you kind of made between that first go and that second go?
Yeah, and again with Atlanta too, you see a little different style of defense than our own down there, so that was good to see, and good to make corrections. In fact, in our 7-on-7 portion of practice, we were inside the 5-yard line, and they had 9 guys on defense over there. So it just tells you it's a different style. There's a lot of guys in coverage, and it's just good looks for us. But it's going to be that way. We're going to get some. They're going to get some. It's good work. Get our stuff on film so we can make corrections.
Doug, I mentioned you were in a position where the final preseason game mattered very much as a player. Do you talk to these guys at all about that?
It meant a lot for me when I played. Because I was the guy playing in it. And that's that's my message to the guys that are going to play. You know, honestly, the guys that get opportunities, because it's really it's. I don't want to say it's the end of the road, because there's 31 teams looking at these rosters, and you know, it can be put your best foot forward. You know, it may not be with the Jaguars, it may be somewhere else, and that's the encouraging part for me, is just, you know, the motivating factor, I guess, is just allowing them to go out and play and just relax and have fun, do their job, and you know, they're trying to make our team, you know, but other teams are looking as well.
How tough is making those final cuts on you as a coach?
It's hard. It's the hardest part of our business, you know. You know, trying to get down from 80 to 53, it's a lot of guys, you know, and you're affecting a lot of lives, you know. I was one of those guys, you know, 6 different times released in this league, and but again, you know, it's not that, you know, their hopes and dreams are over. It's just maybe they have to go somewhere else. And then, you know, you got practice squad. With the increased practice squad rosters now, and the ability to keep some veteran players there, really helps, you know, keep more athletes, more football players.
How does that increased practice squad kind of play into as you're kind of deciding those last like 10 roster spots? So you look at a guy and say, well, we might be able to kind of put him over here now.
It's hard to put him over there, because you got to release him for, you know, a period of time, you know, if you're going to do that, and you just hope they clear, you know, the waivers so you can bring them back. I mean, that's the nature of the beast. Every team's going to go, man, we got these last 5 to 8 guys that we definitely want to keep, but there's a bunch of teams looking at them too. So, you know, it's tough, but you know, listen, you know, I hope they get picked up. Quite honestly, we'd love to keep them, but I hope they get to, you know, to an active roster somewhere, or even to a practice squad somewhere. It means that they did enough to warrant a job.
Coach, how has Foye Oluokun been playing for you all since coming over from Atlanta?
Great.
What are some
Oh.
things he could add to the defense and you know, help you all out over there?
I'll tell you this: his leadership, number one, by the way he handles his business on and off the field. He's a tremendous leader off the field, in the locker room with the guys, and fit in right away. Hard worker. You know, those are the things that the guys see and they want out of your middle linebacker, the guy that's making all the calls, and he's just been a great addition to us.
And then, you know, I was there for a couple of those 6 cuts in Green Bay.
Yeah, there was a few up there, a few in South Florida, so I've been around a while.
Yeah, no doubt, me too.
Doug, you're one of a handful of teams, you and Atlanta both, that are doing 2 of these joint practices. Have you seen the value of them postscript? I mean, did you change your identity or your priority from joint 1 to joint 2? How did
this
it work
is our
for you?
first. We only did 1. Yeah, we've done 1. I'll tell you this: I've done them before in my past. I really like them. You know, I really like them, and it's a matter of just, I think, the head coaches getting together, communicating a little bit of philosophy and what we're trying to get done, and that's what Coach Smith and I did, and how we communicate with our football team, and what we're trying to get accomplished in a couple of days, and I think you saw it yesterday. There was some really good work being done. There were some collisions. There were all the things you want from a practice, but just we didn't have all the extracurricular, and that's, again, it's a credit to the players, you know, for owning that, and you know, I've learned from the first 2 that I've been a part of, you know, and you learn from that, and I think the Falcons learned from last week, you know, with the Jets, and they've been really good for us.
With those conversations, how much do you say, okay, hey, let's pick up, show us certain looks and things like that, or you just kind of let teams scheme on each side of what they do?
You know, one of the things, I stay away from team blitz periods, because it tends to get ramped up a little bit, and it's I don't want to say it's realistic, but it's, if 10 plays are all blitz, I mean, everybody kind of knows what's happening, right? I would rather them blitz during the course of a team period. Yeah, in the 11-on-11 drill. So, you know, but we know that we got to stay off the quarterbacks. There's no cutting. You know, we're protecting both teams, but at the same time, you know, we're trying to get that work done. I want to see a running back pick up a linebacker in the middle, you know, coming through the A gap, or you know, Luke Fortner drive back on a looping end or something like that. You want to see that kind of stuff on tape, and still get that good work in.
As far as Devin is concerned, he started out, you know, before camp as a starter. How much of a climb does he sort of have to make to get back into that position?
Well, I mean, that's why these practices here and next week are going to be important to him. you know, and there was a lot of lost time, you know, reps on the field that Chad got, and Chad's better for it, which is good for us too, you know. But listen, we're fortunate to have both of those guys here with us, and you know, we just got to do our job as coaches to make sure that Devin's caught up to speed and he's prepared mentally and physically, you know, for what he's about to face.
To that end, like, what have you seen from Chad to make you confident in that if he has to go in there week 1 as a starter?
You know, Chad's really kind of slowed. The game has kind of slowed down for Chad. He's starting to see things quicker, you know, make more of those instinctive linebacker type moves. And that's what you got to see, and that just comes from playing and being out there, and that's what he's done, and that's what we now have to get Devin caught up and doing.
Cole's now got 1 practice under his belt with you guys. Did you like what you saw from him now that you've seen him on the field firsthand? And does he have a chance to kind of make a late push in that left guard battle maybe?
He did some nice things. I mean, he basically got him here, you know, when did we fly up here? Tuesday. You know, he got here late Tuesday night, physical yesterday morning. He got a cram session with the offense, you know, and we throw him out there. So here you go. Good luck. Welcome to Jacksonville. Now, I tell you this, though, he's handled it extremely well. Smart guy. He's sharp. He was able to pick up a lot of things. And listen, he you know, when Tyler Shatley's playing next to him at center, there's a lot of great communication. Tyler's a veteran. He's a pro. He understands what's going on, you know, and you know, that's what you need, right, out of those guys, and they just help each other, and yeah, I think he'll be able to compete, you know, possibly for a spot, and you know, we'll see today and next week and where it unfolds.
When you're looking at a guy who's going to maybe make a position switch, whether it's like kind of what Jamal Agnew did or other guys, what do you look for as a coach to say, all right, I want to at least go down this road?
That might take longer than a 30-second answer. Not really. You know, I think you have to look at the best interest of the player, number one, the position that he might be currently in, and is his skill set, his ability to do certain things. I think about Jamal, you know, as a former defensive back and transferring over to being a, you know, receiver, kind of that hybrid type runner. And you know, the player obviously has to embrace any kind of switch. You got to have great conversation with them, be open with them, and have that dialogue, I think. But, you know, there's a skill set that somebody possesses that, you know, you go, hey, I think this will be a better spot for you. You know, this is how you can help our football team. And then for him, too, special teams, right, returning. But it's a little bit of a process, you know, and if you're going to do those moves, you don't do them, you know, week 2 or 3 of the regular season. You do them in the off season, right, when you give these guys a chance to make that switch. And I thought, and have thought that, especially in Jamal's case, that he's handled that really well and he's embraced it and he's having fun with it. All right, thank you.